back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome back to another episode of What It Takes. I have a question for you ladies. Would you like to stay home with your babies and have a successful business as well? What about having your husband being your business partner? If you say yes to any of these questions, you definitely want to watch this video. I have a special guest today, guys. Her name is Jacquelyn Walter, and she has done all of these plus more. Before we continue, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and of course, hit that notification bell. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of What It Takes. So today we have Miss Jacquelyn Walter. Hi Jackie.
Hi, how are you?
So go ahead and introduce yourself.
So my name's Jacquelyn Walter. My business is called Translating Insurance. I'm a health and Medicare insurance broker in Portland, Oregon.
Thank you so much for your time, Jackie. So I definitely want to say thank you for being here on another episode of What It Takes.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, definitely. So Jackie, the other week I was on Facebook and I seen your post and I was like, I have to have her on. So I definitely want you to talk a little bit about your financial background because what you posted was so inspirational. So I really wanted you to talk about that because I think that's going to help a lot of our viewers.
Okay, yeah, I'm happy to talk about that. So basically what I posted was, what my life was like when I started my business. So I went to college, got a degree, but at the time I was a stay-at-home mom because we had 3 kids and childcare probably would have cost like $3,000 a month where we're living. So I was like, I want to be there for them. But we were on a single income. My husband was the only wage earner in the house, and he was working like a blue collar job. He was just in manufacturing and kind of just, they were making cabinets, right? So we were not making very much, and there was a lot of people in our house. In addition, we were paying child support for my stepdaughter, and so things were tight. We were on food stamps, like my kids were on Medicaid, and unfortunately we were making just a little bit too much for like the grown-ups in the house to qualify for Medicaid. So, but we couldn't afford the health insurance through my husband's employer. So I didn't have health insurance. He didn't have health insurance, which was definitely not advisable. But I was driving my kids to school and my car broke down. And it was like, on its last leg. But this time it wasn't going to come back to life. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to do something just to make like a couple $100 extra a month, right? To pay a car payment, to get us out of this like hole that we're in. And so my best friend Malia is in the insurance business as well. And she's like, why don't you try doing insurance? Like you'd be really good at it. So I took the exam, like did all the studying that you have to do and took the exam. And then I passed, and then I just kind of started networking. I actually joined a free little networking group of all these different business professionals, and we would pass each other referrals. I joined a really fun group called like Mom Owned Businesses, which was fun because I got to connect with other moms who were entrepreneurs, and it didn't cost that much to be in the group, but we all wanted to support each other. And that was 5 years ago that we were basically at rock bottom. And the reason I posted it that day was because it was like 4th of July weekend, and I'd just gone to a barbecue with some friends where I used to live when we were at that point in our lives. And I was reminiscing about how they actually donated stuff for us to have a garage sale so that we could make some money to pay our rent. Thought we were literally going to be homeless if there wasn't like some sort of breakthrough,
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. That's amazing. That story is so amazing. Like, I know that could be like really hard to put your, business out there like that. But when I read it, I was like so inspired.
Aww.
And I really wanted to get you on because like for me, I know how it feels to like have nothing and to like push yourself to get something. Like for me, I went to nursing school and I failed the entrance exam so many times. And now when I talk about, oh, I'm a nurse, and people are like, oh yeah, you're a nurse. You could afford these, or you could afford to purchase an office. But
Hmm.
people don't understand where you came from.
Well, and the fact that you kept trying and like you didn't give up on your goal. You're like, I am going to do this. And you did it. That's awesome. Because some people
Exactly.
would fail and then, like, okay, I guess I'll just go do something else. But you persevered.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like a lot of agents, when they watch my videos, they're like, I can't do that. Oh, it's too hard. Or I just be captive. Nothing wrong with being captive at all. That's
Hmm.
a great starting point. Or you could just stay captive. It's a great career. But
Right.
a lot of agents, they watch and they just watch. And that's the furthest they go. So that's
Right.
why I mean, I really love your story. So that's why I was like, I gotta have her on because this is like so inspirational. So
Yeah, it takes action for sure to be successful in this business because it's not just about like knowing the product. You have to market yourself because if you don't get yourself out there, you're not going to be sitting in front of people. I feel like that's the probably the biggest thing that I've learned from just doing this the last 5 years is at first, I was helping people in my like my inner circle, but you have to keep constantly marketing yourself to get past that circle to like their friends and family and then the people they know. So it's just a unless you're buying leads all the time, it's you're constantly putting yourself out there. So like if you're shy or if you don't want to do things like these videos, then you could buy leads. But this is a great way to get yourself out there and even get to know other people.
yes, definitely. So let's talk about marketing since you brought up marketing. So
Hmm.
what is your marketing strategy? How do you generate your leads?
So for the first 5 years or so, I just did networking. And it was okay because intentionally, well, I guess when I started the business, it was going to be mom and then do this on the side. And I didn't have any like dreams of it being like a huge business or anything. I just wanted to make enough for that car payment, right? But then people kept sharing my name, tagging me in groups on Facebook. So I would join local groups, like different community groups, and become a resource in those groups. And if people had health insurance questions, they would tag my name in the post and then I could respond and help the person. And that helped my business grow a lot faster than I thought it would. So that was my first couple years, really. But recently, I've been wanting to establish myself more as like a local Medicare specialist. And so I've been sending out postcards through Mailbox Power. So it's kind of you buy leads, but you're not cold calling or you're not calling. It's more like I send them these postcards with my picture and my name, and then they get to choose if they want to call me. But they get like 4 or 5. So eventually, by the time they get like the fourth or fifth one, they're like, I guess I better call this girl. She keeps sending me these postcards. So it's been pretty successful.
Wow, that's amazing. I really like that. I'm actually going to be using Mailbox Power myself.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to be trying that. So yeah, it's a good thing that you brought up Mailbox Power. Because now that's like in my mind, like you need to do it, Patricia. And keep saying
Yeah.
it.
It works, and I'm happy to send my postcards to you if you want to see them to just see like what's been working for me. Because at first I was just sending like the canned ones that are already made, but once I put my picture on there, it really started to make a difference because people could then relate. Like they had more like, oh, okay, that looks like somebody I could trust. So I
Wow,
think
cool.
that
Yeah,
made a big
definitely.
difference.
Thank you. Well, definitely send me those. I definitely would like to take a look.
Yeah.
All right. So in your post, I remember you stated something about your husband quitting his job. So tell us about that.
Okay, so I, because the business grew faster than I thought, but then the pandemic hit and I have 5 kids, right? So they were all home all of a sudden. And they were all on these different Zoom classroom calls, like trying to communicate with teachers. So I had my kindergartner on the Zoom call and second grader and third grader, and it was really overwhelming. I was pretty anxious like that year, just like, how are we going to do this? So I made a decision to pull my kids out of public school and just homeschool them. And that was a selfish decision because I wanted to rearrange their school schedule to match AEP. So what I did was I started teaching them in the summer, and then for October, November, and December, I gave them summer break so that I could have my focus be on the business. And then we start back up in January for them. And that worked out really good, but it was still like a lot for me, plus keeping the house, doing all the cooking, basically all the laundry, except for my husband does his own laundry, and I'm teaching the kids to do their own laundry. So anyway, my husband was working full time. He had gone back to college. That was part of the reason why our finances were so bad at that time. He was going to school and he had to quit his job to finish his degree. So we didn't have income coming in, and my business was just starting. But anyway, fast forward, he was like, my wife is probably going to lose her mind if I don't quit my job and help her with the kids and help her with the house and help her with, like, he even volunteered to make dinner every night if he left his job and came and worked with me. So now he, for the last year, has been working with me on the business. It's been so helpful because he has that engineering, like tech coding background now and training. And so he's connecting all of my systems with each other and like helping me to automate things, which in this business is really helpful. You know, if you can automate, you know, like your scheduling, if you can automate like the calendar system and connect your phone system with your CRM and have information be automatically put in your CRM, there's just so many things. Thank you, like little thank you emails that go out to people after they become a client is all automated. And then birthday cards, and there's just so many things that it's helpful to have. So anyway, and he's been making dinner for a year.
I like that too.
Yeah, that was like my favorite part.
Wow, that's amazing.
No, and it's fun to be like building it together instead of it being like my business and him chasing his, you know, climbing the corporate ladder dreams. It's like we're doing it together, which is really fun.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me, what's your business structure? Do you do face-to-face? Do you how do you see a client? Is it over the phone? How does that work?
So for most of my under 65 business, it's like pretty much 100% virtual. So I'll either do phone or Zoom. And if I do Zoom, I can share my screen and we can go over plans together, but they're totally virtual. I don't do any under 65 business in person.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is really nice. And I get a lot of referrals for under 65 because that's the age group that we're, you know, working with when you're talking about business owners, people who are starting, maybe going out on their own and leaving a job, like kind of what you did, because nursing, you probably had to transition out. So yeah, that's fun. I love that. When, you know, I first started my business, I did a lot of in-person for the Medicare visits, but it's not very efficient, right? Driving an hour to sit with them for an hour, and then you have to drive an hour back. So it's like that one appointment takes at least 3 hours. Well, if I do it virtually, I could do 3 appointments in 3 hours. So I've kind of transitioned my business to be more virtual than in person. And I found that the seniors are okay with it. There's some people that still want to meet in person, and I'm okay with that. I will do the one-off.
I like that. I know for me, when I was trying to get people to do things over the phone, they wouldn't be able to know where the scope of appointment is, even if I texted to them. So how were you able to help navigate the technology issues to do it virtually or over the phone?
Yeah, that's a great question. So when I'm just starting the Zoom appointment or just starting the phone call with them, that's when I send the scope. So then I could say, okay, it's in your inbox. And then I walk them through how to do it. The other thing that I did that we automated was right when I put a client into my CRM and I know that they're going to be a Medicare consultation, I do this like workflow in the CRM where I put that they're a Medicare prospect, and then it sends an automated email with the scope of appointment. Then I created a video on how to fill out the scope of appointment. It also comes with a digital intake form that's HIPAA compliant. So they get a link, they click on it, and it makes them, they could fill out all of their information and ask for their name, address, date of birth, Medicare number, all their doctors, and all their drugs. So I get that form filled out before I meet with them, a couple days in advance, and then I can do research before the meeting and come prepared to already talk about the plans that I've like pre-researched. It also has a Medicare 101 video link. So I've created a Medicare 101 video that I tell them to watch before our meeting so that, and like, you can watch it as many times as you want, right? So that you know the basics of Medicare. That way I'm not spending the first 30 minutes of the meeting explaining what is Medicare. It's like, no, watch the video on your time. And then they come with questions instead of me having to explain it all. So that works out really good. It's a real time saver to just send all that stuff with clear instructions and videos on how to do it. And I've also created a video on how to apply for Medicare, parts A and B, or if they just want to do part A only, I have instructions for that. So it's just templates and automation in the forefront make the meeting more productive, because we could just get down to like, how could I help you? Does that make sense?
Yes, it makes a lot of sense. And I'm going to have to tell you right now, I'm going to steal all of your techniques.
Please. I love sharing them. I'm happy for people to take that information and put it into action because it's going to save you time.
Yeah, definitely. That makes a lot of sense. I have the YouTube videos, but they're just for, anyone that want to watch the videos. But I like how you have it broken down for your particular appointment. And
Yeah.
you keep them ready from A to Z. So when they come to talk to you, they're ready to basically purchase a plan.
Pretty
So I
much.
love that.
Yeah. And I gather the information I need ahead of time, and I get that scope ahead of time. And the Medicare 101 video, like I recommend if you're gonna make one, to have your face in it. So like maybe share your screen with your camera and then a PowerPoint. And that way you're already building rapport, right? And you're already like establishing yourself as like the expert in the video. So when they come to you, they feel really comfortable already with you.
Yeah, I love that. And it's really good for someone that don't want to put their video out there for everyone to see.
Right.
Well, they're just a little too shy. But I think that's a good solution to have, the person prepared for the appointment.
Mm-hmm. It really makes a big difference. So that's how you can do 3 appointments in 3 hours, because they already come prepared.
Wow, that's amazing. So what are your goals for your business moving forward?
So I know like in different Facebook groups, people always share like their numbers, like I wrote, 800 clients this month or something like that. And I don't try to get too caught up in that. I set a monthly goal for myself, and because I'm sending out those mailbox power postcards, I'm really focusing on like the T65 during the whole year, so that when AEP comes, I don't feel like I have to like blow it out of the water to make my year. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So I took like an annual goal and I broke it down monthly, and pretty close to that right now. So we're halfway through the year and I'm only like a couple off of my annual goal for Medicare. And then I didn't really set a goal for under 65 because that just kind of comes in anyway. But I've done about the same amount in both categories for the year. So for me, it's more about life balance, right? Like, how much do I want to work and how much time do I want to spend with my kids and exercising and, just like it's called, I don't know if you've ever seen a video about like big rocks, but you kind of put all the big rocks into your schedule first, like the things that are really important to you. And then you kind of fit your work schedule around your life so that you're not working and neglecting the things that are important, right? Like your kids, your spouse, your health, mental health. It's all important. So
yeah, all important. I love that. I really love that. I feel like your goals are simple, they're achievable, and you break them down in smaller parts.
Yes.
And you make it happen. So I like that.
Yeah. And it's not, I don't set it to where I'm going to be stressed out, because at the end of the day, I only have to answer to me, which is the nice thing about running your own business. It's like, nobody tells me what to do. Nobody's bossing me around. I just pick my goals and like you said, make them achievable and attainable, but still a challenge, and then have fun with it. Doesn't have to be stressful.
I love it. So what one nugget would you give to a new agent that's watching this video?
I would say follow Patricia, because she is doing things right. Getting yourself out there, letting everybody know what you do, be a resource on social media, be a resource in your community. Really, it comes down to market yourself and tell everybody what you do.
Wow.
And that will drive business to you, because if you don't, I put like every way to contact me on my Facebook, and like my business is on there. Everybody knows what I do. And when I post on Facebook, I'll post about my family, but I also post about my business, and I kind of go back and forth. And it's what's organic, right? Like I don't have one of those poster things that's like scheduled, although that's a good idea. But my point is, tell everybody what you do.
Yeah. And your post is very relatable.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's another really important thing, is just be real, be authentic, like be transparent about who you are, and the right people will be attracted to you and want to do business with you.
Yeah, definitely. And your posts are not salesy. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, you don't want to be selling all the time, because nobody wants to be friends with like a nonstop selling machine, right?
Yes, listen, when someone sends me a friend request, the first thing I do, I check out their posts.
Right.
If I see a lot of sales, buy these leads, buy this, I just stay away from it. I'm like, no, I don't want to do it.
I know. It's like the lead vendors, the minute you friend them, then they DM you. Do you need leads? And I'm like,
got me.
Right.
All right, Jackie. So if anyone wanted to reach out to you, how can they reach out to you?
So you can go to my website, translatinginsurance.com, and you could contact me there. My email is jwalter@translatinginsurance.com, and I'm happy to be a resource if anybody has questions, or friend me on Facebook, and I can answer questions there too.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Jackie. I really appreciate it. Any final words or?
No, just have a great, annual enrollment, have fun, help people, and just keep your heart in the game. Make sure it's like always about helping people and not about the money, because the money will come if you are doing things ethically and like loving people.
All right. Thank you. All right. Bye, YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching a new episode of What It Takes. If you guys want to reach out to Miss Jackie, go right ahead. Do you have what it takes? So let me know in the comments, do you have what it takes? If you would like to be a guest on What It Takes, go ahead and email me at helpmeagentpatricia@gmail.com. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe. See you on the next one. Bye.